We will be learning more about forms, and primarily JavaScript's job with forms is to edit and make sure the information that was filled in is as accurate as possible. And so what we'll be doing is turning off the HTML5 edits. Some of the new HTML5 form elements have some editing capabilities, but it's not uniform. So we are going to be creating our own uniform way of displaying errors. And so that is what you're going to learn this week. You will learn how to do it using JavaScript, and you will also learn how to do it using jQuery. So the reading assignment basically gets into form validation. We are going to be using a jQuery plugin called Validate, so where there's information on that. And that's all additional reading, or you can read through chapter 13. And the key concepts are basically focusing on validation. And so what is required, so you can see I've got some optional things here, but what is required is that you go through the JavaScript data validation and the jQuery data validation. I have some review here using JavaScript to process HTML5 form elements. This is a review, and so is this event handling document. It's from previous weeks. It probably wouldn't hurt to take a look at this. And you can see if there's anything you don't know how to do. I've got a link that will take you directly to that section. The nice thing about this is that it's got the JavaScript and links to interactive sections so you can try it out. But this is basically how you pull in different elements in a form and process it with JavaScript. So if this is something that you are fuzzy on, I would definitely take a look at this because that document will help you. And so section 1 and 2 are required. 3 and 4 are it's a review. And I would say 3 is required just because you are going to have to do this. You are going to have to be able to navigate the form to pull in the data and interpret it. So if you're dealing with a radio button, this is how we process it. And if you're dealing with a checkbox, this is how we process it. Okay? So these are all things that you're going to need to know. Okay. And after you finish that, we have a programming assignment, which this is your last programming assignment. And we also have a little Certiport account assignment. So for this Certiport account, I know you guys have done this before. You're going to go to Certiport. At this point, you should have a Certiport account. If you do not, you need to create an account. All you need is a username and password. For those of you that have an account, you're going to log in. Okay, and then you're going to do a screenshot. This ensures that you know your username and password because you have to know them when you go to the testing center. The testing center does not know your information, and you need the username and password to take your certification test. Okay, so I will give you points for submitting a screenshot. Then we've got the programming assignment. So I am providing files for you, and you guys are going to add the data validation. So here you can see I've got Vacation Club. You're going to download that, but you're going to name it Vacation Club JavaScript. You're going to download this one, and you're going to call it Vacation Club jQuery. And then you can download these as they are. And then exercise 2, you're going to add custom JavaScript validation, and you can kind of see how we're doing this in the HTML. We're basically going to add some span tags where the errors are going to be displayed. And up in the form tag itself, we put no validate because we don't want the HTML5 validation to run. Right. And then you can see that we are adding our little script tag here. And then you're going to create a new script file. And this is what all the things that you need to do in that file. So we're going to do an event listener for the registration button. And you can kind of read through this, but it all involves validating the form. For jQuery validation, we're going to use the validate plugin, which is actually pretty slick. The file that you're going to create is very similar to this one from the lecture demo. Okay, and so you're going to be adding validation in a file that you're going to create called vacation club jQuery.js. So you're going to validate first name, last name, email. That will be the exact same as this example. Accommodations will be set up the same as password. And then you can kind of read through this. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but that is the assignment, adding the validation using JavaScript and then adding separate validation for jQuery. Once you're done with that, you are going to continue working on milestone 3. Okay, milestone 3 is due on the 22nd. Okay, so you still have a little bit of time, but with the certification exam coming up, you know, the sooner you can get all of that done, the better. If you run into problems or if you have any questions at all, please let me know and have an awesome week.